free agency and Tom Brady's unretirement is causing a lot of videos to be made, and I absolutely love it, and I love doing this. So, like what I did last year, and welcome back everybody to Everything Sports. My name is James Irvin. Today we're going to be talking about every free agency signing from day one. This is the cutoff for me when I start recording this video. And it's currently 11:37 tonight. If any other signing happens tonight, it will be mentioned in tomorrow's free agency video. And then tomorrow, the next day's free agency video. Which basically will do one big signing to be the clickbait and thumbnail for this one, as you all know, because you've clicked on this video already. It is J.C. Jackson to the Los Angeles Chargers. Tomorrow's big signing, who knows what that will be? Maybe Tyrann Mathieu signing, maybe Chandler Jones. All I know is there's that. Tom Brady's unretirement video will come at a later date. My March Madness bracket, which is filled out right here if you want to hear it out, the podcast for that, because that's where I'm talking all of college basketball, which you should definitely go subscribe, that will be up tomorrow as well. It's on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. That is where you can get the Young Reviewing Sports podcast, where a bunch of college basketball is being talked. It will be talked about for the first four, it'll be talked about for the first round, the second round, Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final Four, and Championship game, and I'm very excited to put out that college basketball content out there because I, for one, love March Madness. Baseball videos, a lot has happened. A lot has happened with my Braves. I'm very sad at the moment. I currently don't know how to feel about everything that's happened, but I can't make a video about it until Freddie Freeman signs somewhere because I'm going on lockout because the MLB went on lockout. Now that intro is recap, we're going to be talking about every signing. If I go through some of these quick or if I miss some, again, I'm sorry, as I said last year, I am a 16-year-old kid sitting in my bedroom recording YouTube videos because I love doing it, and 109 people have subscribed to me, so thank you all so much for that. Without further ado, let's get it. Oh, and Mitchell Trubisky highlights will be playing over this entire thing because it's funny that he was a starter in Pittsburgh now. That's right, I think he's a starter. But let's get right into it. Starting off with Christian Kirk's 4 years to $80 million to the Jags. Why is Christian Kirk getting paid that much? Beats me as Aiden belongs to Hall of Fame. Hassan Reddick, 3 years, $45 million with the Eagles. Huge move boosting up the pass rush. I still think he'd probably go an edge in the draft, but that is such a huge move. Hassan Reddick is so good. He was so good with the Cardinals. I think he's going to make a big impact for the defense. Lincoln Tomlinson, 3 years, $40 million with the Jets. That's great offensive line signing. Seattle re-signs Quandre Diggs, 3 year, $40 million. Ted Carr signs 3 year, $18 million deal with the Bengals because they need offensive line. That's boosting up the offensive line. Still draft offensive line. Although now you can make an argument late in the first round and not draft offensive line with all these free agents they've signed. Trubisky signs with the Steelers on a 2-year deal. Money unknown. Chase Edmonds to a 2-year deal, $12.8 million deal with the Dolphins. They need a running back. I think they may have found their solution, and that might be a very solid fantasy pick. Alex Kappa signs a 4-year, $40 million deal with the Bengals. Huge signing for them as the Bucks lose them. Michael Gallup to re-sign with the Cowboys on a 5-year, $62.5 million deal. Interesting strategy considering you had to get rid of Amari Cooper, but they like the idea of Gallup, CD, and Zeke. You know, Sugar Raw Zeke. That's neither here nor there. Joe Nope Bloom re-signs with the Rams on a 3-year, $40 million deal. James Conner signs with the Cardinals on a 3-year, $21 million deal, which would explain why Chase Edmonds has to go. Good signing. He was a great red zone running back for them. Jags signed 5-time Pro Bowler Brandon Sheriff to a 3-year, $49.5 million deal. The Chiefs are signing Texans safety Justin Reed to a 3-year, $31.5 million deal, which almost guarantees that Tyrann Mathieu is out of here. Teddy Bridgewater to the Dolphins on a 1-year, $6.5 million guarantee. Why are the Dolphins paying Teddy Bridgewater this much? Because if Tua gets hurt or if Tua sucks, Teddy Bridgewater is a viable option. Should have kept Brian Flores. I'm still pissed at the Dolphins for that. Giants are signing former offensive lineman Joe Falacio to a 1-year deal. They need that offensive line move because Washington D-line is great. The Cowboys are re-signing DeMarcus Lawrence, which is a great move for them. And then the Eagles are signing Hassan Reddick. And who are they going to pass block? I have no idea. The Jets are finalizing a 3-year deal, $24 million deal with the Bengals CJ Uzomah. That is a huge move for them. Zach Wilson gets a tight end, and we saw how good he was in Cincinnati. CJ Uzomah moving on to the big city, and the Jets goes from the Bengals to a Super Bowl team to the Jets. Questionable move there, but went where the money is. Jags are signing Giants tight end Evan Ingram to a 1-year deal, and Evan Ingram is, let's just say he has bricks for hands, but he's fast. So he might be a good tight end to pair up with Trevor Lawrence. The Jags have gone all in. I mean, Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram's just a start of it. Brandon Sheriff from Washington. That is a great deal right there. The Bucks and Carlton Davis come together in a 3-year, $49 million deal. He gets it. Patriots All-Pro J.C. Jackson to sign with the Chargers. And that is huge because getting Khalil Mack to pair up with Joey Bosa, to pair up with Derwin James, to pair up with J.C. Jackson, who is a number one true lockdown corner with Asante Samuel Jr. on the other side of it. Wait, that is a sweet deal right there for the LA Chargers. Also, I've got Chris Harris Jr. back there too. That is going to be a great defense, and I think that pushes them to win the division, especially with the Chiefs losing Tyrann Mathieu. Hey, I like Justin Reed. I like Justin Reed a lot. Losing Tyrann Mathieu is huge and detrimental because he was the heart and soul of that defense, and Justin Reed is no Tyrann Mathieu. He's just not. So I think this might boost the Chargers up to win the division, but you'll have to see my divisional picks. Former Cowboys wide receiver Cedric Wilson expects to sign a 3-year deal with the Miami Dolphins, and that is a good sign because Jalen Waddle can be the number one, and Cedric Wilson can be a solid number two out there for, Tua or Teddy Bridgewater, which is going to be interesting to see how he looks in the Miami Dolphins uniform. I think he'll look quite sweet. Packers are re-signing LeBron Campbell on a 5-year, $50 million deal. Did I call him LeBron? I may have, but that should be glad to go check out my Lakers RMS video. Talking basketball, finally. But Devondre Campbell to sign a 5-year, $50 million deal, that is huge. Cutting Zadarius Smith and getting rid of Billy Turner is huge. Devontae Adams wants a deal. Aaron Rodgers is back. But getting Devondre Campbell, he was the heart and soul of this defense last year. He really stepped up when we needed him to step up. Great run stopper. And look, you sign a great middle linebacker, your run defense plays well. It's just great. But the Chargers, I think, is the bigger one, going all in with Justin Herbert. They're like, hey, Herbert's cheap. We got some money to spend. Let's spend our damn money and go try and win a Super Bowl like the Rams just did. So I like that a lot. But Devondre Campbell returning for the Green Bay Packers, that is huge. Bills have signed former tight end, Pro Bowl Roger Smith to a 1-year deal. Need run defense and need run offense and need a guard to protect Josh Allen. So I like it. Foley to the Jags, 3 years, $30 million. Defensive tackle Larry Ogunjobi to the Bears, 3 years, $40.5 million. Why are you signing a 3-year, $40.5 million deal? You can pay Khalil Mack. I don't know. But Larry Ogunjobi is going to be a huge run stopper right there, which could probably see the end of Akeem Hicks there in the Bears, which I like because I like Akeem Hicks and I think he's a good player, and I don't want him on the Bears. Tracy Walker, safety to the Lions on a 3-year, $25 million deal. Pretty good player. Center Ben Jones back to the Titans, 2 years, $14 million. That's great. And Braxton Berrios back to the Jets, 2 years, $12 million deal. You know what the most random fact of sports knowledge I know is? Braxton Berrios is the only Jets player in history to have a rushing touchdown and passing touchdown in the same game. Jags have Floyd Onwuekam on a 3-year, $45 million deal. That's great. He led tackles. He's going to be huge for that defense, stepping up with Josh Allen back there. Giants get wide receiver Robert Foster. Defensive tackle Al Woods is returning to the Seahawks. The Rams and offensive tackle Joseph Noteboom have reached a deal because Andrew Whip to retire. Joe Noteboom takes that. The Vikings get Kirk Cousins back on a 1-year deal. And by the way, did you see the money for that contract? I'm not going to mention it here. It's a lot of money. It's like $35 million. Vikings fans, you're spending a lot of money. It's like $50 million. It's so much money. That makes me so happy as a Packers fan. Vikings are paying Kirk Cousins that much. They think he's the answer. I don't think he is because you haven't won a Super Bowl with as many years as you had him now. Ryan Jensen back to the Bucks on a 3-year deal. Tom Brady coming back convinced them, but Ali Marquez is not coming back. And then the Cardinals have re-signed tight end Zach Ertz on a 3-year deal, over $10 million per season. That is all the signings. Favorite signing from the day, J.C. Jackson to the Chargers. Chargers making a push. Zadarius Smith cut. Made me sad. Freddie Freeman probably not returning to the Braves. Made me sad. But Devondre Campbell re-signing, that made me happy. Let's go bring back Rasul Douglas for the Packers and then look forward to the draft. Honestly, the biggest sign today had to be all the Bengals offensive line signings. J.C. Jackson's obviously proven the Chargers are in Super Bowl win now mode. And of course, the Jags getting Brandon Sheriff to protect Trevor Lawrence because they have gone on a spending spree. Maybe a little too much for Christian Kirk because look at all the receivers. There's a list of them. You can look it up. It's online. That are getting paid less than him. And Christian Kirk was like the number 3 receiver on his own team last year. D-Hop, Rondell Moore, Christian Kirk. Although you can make the argument, D-Hop, Christian Kirk. Will it work out for them and Trevor Lawrence? We'll see. He can be kind of good with Marvin Jones out there too, I guess. You get Travis Etienne back and fuck it. Bring Tim Tebow back at tight end. But that is all we have here today. That was all the day one for agency signings. There's a lot. And there's going to be a lot more tomorrow. Let's hope we get some big signings tomorrow because big signings makes big news. And I love doing this stuff for you guys. Like I said at the beginning, thank you all for support. If you want to listen to the college basketball podcast, hey, go for it. Young Green Sports. Link is in the description. Go listen to it now. Rest free agency will be coming as the days go on. I will be here covering it every second of it. So if you want to, turn notifications on. Make sure to like and subscribe. And of course, thank you for listening.